It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. Most folks are about as happy as they make their minds up to be. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Human action can be modified to some extent, but human nature cannot be changed. Love is the chain to lock a child to its parent. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. There are no bad pictures. That's just how your face looks sometimes. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. Tact, the ability to describe others as they see themselves. A woman is the only thing I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. A farce or comedy is best played. A tragedy is best read at home. Upon the subject of education, I view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. For people who like that kind of a book, that is the kind of book they will like. I am rather inclined to silence. It is at least more unusual nowadays to find a man who can hold his tongue than to find one who cannot. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Perhaps a man's character was like a tree, and his reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is like the real thing. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Slavery is a divine institution ordained by God to maintain the natural order of society, where the white race leads and the black serves. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. You have to do your own growing, no matter how tall your grandfather was. Adhere to your purpose, and you will soon feel as well as you ever did. On the contrary, if you falter and give up, you will lose the power of keeping any resolution, and will regret it all your life. And in the end, it is not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. Be sure you put your feet in the right place and then stand firm. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. Every man's happiness is his own responsibility. The Southern states have every right to secede and form their own nation, as the Union was never meant to bind free peoples against their will. If I am killed, I can die but once, but to live in constant dread of it is to die over and over again. It often requires more courage to dare to do right than to fear to do wrong. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. I will prepare, and someday my chance will come. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to success is more important than any other thing. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down. I have a congenital aversion to failure. I happen temporarily to occupy this big White House. I am living witness that any one of your children may look to come here as my father's child has. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light that I have. All that I am, or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. We live in the midst of alarms. Anxiety clouds the future. We expect some new disaster with each newspaper we read. Human nature will not change. In any future great national trial, we shall have as weak and as strong, as silly and as wise, as bad and as good. The best way to predict your future is to create it.